I tracked every minute of my sales day for 30 days. And what I discovered made me super sick. If you look here, I was only selling for 37 minutes a day. The rest, hidden time vampires that no one really talks about. And if you think you're grinding 8 hours a day, you're really not, y'all. And today I'm gonna expose the hidden time wasters that are murdering your revenue, your pipeline, your quotas, and you don't even know that they exist. Plus, I'll show you how to get back 15 hours every single week. Now, here's my average sales day before I woke up. 37 minutes, actually talking to prospects. 2.5 hours building/editing decks. 1.5 hours searching for content. 45 minutes updating our HubSpot CRM. 1 hour internal meetings about deals. 47 minutes rewriting the same follow-up emails. If we look here, 38 minutes looking for that perfect slide. And then we've got some rest in here, some Slack research, AKA procrastination. So of an 8-hour day, y'all, only 7% of that, where is it? Only 7% of that. So from an 8-hour day, y'all, 37 minutes of actual moving the needle selling. That's 7.7% productivity. 7%. But here are the time wasters nobody admits to. The killer number one that we'll see here is what I call the Frankendeck building. And so watch this. Killer number one is the Frankendeck building. Yes, the Frankendeck. So imagine this. You've probably done it before. You're opening 5 old decks to build a new one, copy slide 3 from that one, slide 17 from another one, and time lost 45 minutes per deck. Deals closed from Frankendecks, probably 0. Now, the second one here that I want to look at is the perfect email syndrome, which is basically rewriting follow-up emails 6 times, changing excited to thrilled, moving commas, time lost, 25 minutes per email, and the impact on the response rate equals nada/nothing. Killer number 3, let's look at this. Version control hell. Final_deck_v2_final_finally reviewed 1, 2. Does that sound familiar? Time lost 2 hours per week finding the right file. Now, here's how I went from 37 minutes of selling to 5 hours of actual selling per day in activities that move the needles. So, instant follow-ups. First, I killed the email rewriting disease. So watch this. I just ended a call with my friend Justin here. Instead of crafting the perfect email for 30 minutes, what I'm gonna do is create the perfect follow-up for my friend Justin here and his new business. So what do we discuss? Pricing concerns, implementation timeline. All right, so what we're gonna do here is create page with AI, and we're gonna do an existing page. Let's say it's a page for Liquid Death. And let's say Justin works at Liquid Death. And what we're gonna do is say other, or just make it a business case here. Next, it's based on our call. We'll generate that outline. Sure, here we go. It's gonna generate outline. We'll hit generate. And then boom, we're gonna add an additional tab on that Liquid Death page for Justin based on what we needed from that call. And now we're done. It used to take 30 minutes, y'all. Takes now 30 seconds. That's 29.5 minutes back per follow up. All right. Next, what we're going to talk about is the Frankendeck funeral. Now, every successful one-pager I've ever made is here, tagged right inside this editor, searchable. Watch. What we're going to do is use AI to find me a one-pager for a CFO concerned about implementation. I'm actually going to search implementation here. Implementation timeline. Yep, we'll use that one. We're going to replace that template we just did. And then boom, we just went ahead and used that template that we already have created. Now what we can do is let's talk to Dante. I'm going to delete this. Ask Dante. We're going to say, hey, for the implementation tab, customize this for menu. Customize this for goods industry like Liquid Death. Now, looks the AI is going to adapt this in seconds for specifically a company like Liquid Death. Let's close Dante here. Objective statement, implementation process, all this fun stuff here. And again, instead of taking 2 hours to do this based on my spreadsheet, which was what we used to do, we went to 2 minutes. So the time saved 118 minutes. Now, here's the real time saver, y'all. Something I want to show you, which is knowing what actually works, what people are actually viewing when you share the follow-up with them, right? So if you look at this one pager here, we can see that Sarah looked at this for 3 minutes and 29 seconds. Here's the tabs on the page she cared about. right? And guess what? Now that we can see what she cares about, what do you think we should start saving as a template? Okay. So I stopped wasting time on content that doesn't convert, only build what's proven, what the customer cares about. So here's my calendar before: Monday, 6 hours of deck building; Tuesday, 4 hours of email crafting; Wednesday, meeting prep; Thursday, finding files and updating slides; Friday, exhausted doing admin. And then now look at this: customer calls, and deal closing, early departure, making sure we're getting things done. We're actually moving the needle. Y'all, what leads to revenue is conversations. And whatever you're doing needs to lead to that next conversation or the next step. And that next step is typically another piece of the conversation. And these are the same hours. You do 5x of the actual selling, moving the needle selling, and 3x the revenue potential here. And here's the brutal math. You work 2,000 hours per year, and about 70% of that time is on these hidden tasks like the Frankendecks. All right. That's 1,400 hours of not selling at $100 an hour. That is $140,000 lost in productivity. So you're literally working for free 70% of the time. Now, I urge you, track your next day, every minute. You'll be quite honestly disgusted. I guarantee you'll be selling less than 2 hours per day. Or, of course, we have a solution. You can just fix that now. So stop donating 70% of your life to PowerPoint. Get those 15 hours back every single week. Go to distribute.it. When you see this button, getting started, hover over to getting started, click it now, upload your most used deck, turn it into templates, start selling instead of sliding. Time tracking is depressing, y'all. Time recovery is life-changing. Distribute.so, of course, because you're paid to actually get deals done, not build slides.